This is like spectacular news. Alyssa Mercante gets fired from Kotaku. Now we need just Kotaku to collapse. We need that to go away and collapse and die.
On the surface, you would think hearing the story that Alyssa Mercante has
But I think she's got a job in, weirdly, Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone, what, with a gaming section? Get out of here.
departed Kotaku is all good and there are no problems whatsoever. This is a joyous occasion we should be celebrating, to
Great,
which the
it's
community
great.
certainly is doing plenty of that on
It's
Twitter.
great news.
But if you take a bigger step back and look at the entire picture, it's actually pretty scary what could happen next. What's going on, guys? Welcome to
Wow.
another episode of Smash JT.
Smash
and yeah,
the
the
ledge.
headline is Alyssa Mercante is no longer working at Kotaku. But let's not bury the lead here, where she's actually potentially going to become a full-on employee at Sweet Baby Inc. or one of the game companies like Compulsion Games.
Definitely,
That works
but I
directly
think it is Rolling Stone. This is a little bit after, but I think it is that. But Rolling Stone, but Sweet Baby Inc. would super make sense.
with them because
She's like been a lapdog already. She's been a dog for them anyway. She's been like a servant for them anyway. She's been serving. That's been the dialogue.
you have to remember, with all these people behind the scenes, it's one big club and you're not in it.
Yeah.
Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for the full and comprehensive article for everything that I could find regarding Alyssa Mercante stepping down from her position at senior editor at
Good.
Kotaku without
But
much
Kotaku's
of a
rubbish
plan
now.
or anything actually
It's
tangible
rubbish.
to say of what's happening next. Just to say basically,
Next
"Trust me,
IGN.
bro, I'm good." In a post on Twitter, she stated, "Work news. After exactly 2 years, I've decided to leave Kotaku and my role as senior editor. I'm eternally grateful for Kotaku's
You got fired, I think. Dismissed.
editorial team and all that they taught me during my time there. There are some of the best in the business, and I will forever be proud
Dismissed.
to have shared the masthead with them. They continually fight to maintain the editorial pillars that make Kotaku great and to hold onto their journalistic integrity in the face of increasing pressure
Journalistic integrity. Remember that. Wow.
to compromise that."
Probably never.
And that line in itself made me bust out laughing when I
Yeah.
first saw it. Absolutely hysterical to say that Kotaku has any kind of integrity whatsoever. But it goes
True.
on. It's been a long few months, during which I've learned a lot about myself and my value as both a woman and a writer.
Yeah, see, they can't keep it out of there. It's gotta be about that. Because I'm a woman, and it's gotta be about that, or because I'm black, or because it's stuff that's gotta be in there. And then they say it's not about racism. Well, bitch, why are you bringing it up? You're creating a division by just bringing up. You're a person. Simply, they can't just stop bringing it up.
This is the right decision for me. I have some things coming down the pike, so keep your eyes peeled. So initially when I read this, I was like, okay, so she's getting pushed out of Kotaku. There are rumors that there are also additional layoffs going off there, ironically right after Donald Trump becomes president.
Crazy.
You gotta look at these things as more than just a mere coincidence. But regardless of that, she claims to have things coming down the pike. Okay, sure, that's what you say when you feel embarrassed. But then you also pair that with her social media posts about how she's traveling to Canada. And then we got
Suffering.
Khalif Adams posting a picture of them all together at Compulsion Games. And it's going to beg the question, what's going on? Why is she up in Compulsion Games
Man, games companies, they gotta understand, man. They gotta learn.
when she's stepping away from Kotaku? And you pair that with what she said in her statement about how she's learned a lot about myself and my value as both a woman and a writer, and you look at Compulsion Games, a company that Sweet Baby Inc. is heavily influencing and a part of with the narrative design, consulting, and writing.
Then if it's got Sweet Baby Inc. consultants in it, you gotta be very apprehensive of that game. You know it's gonna be probably poor. It's gonna have some sort of agenda in there with why?
Of the games, and you put two and two together and say, yep,
Like Dragon Age, the Veilguard is terrible. I tried to play a bit more and it's just like it's bad. It's just bad. I couldn't bear to play it more. I got bored. And the dialogue was shit, in my opinion. And it's like got that agenda shit, I feel like. It's just shoving it down your throat. It's always reminding you of it. It's just fucking lame. Like Baldur's Gate, you see? Baldur's Gate has got everything, all inclusivity, but it's not shoved in your face. It's done in a lovely way if you want to pursue that. It's not just shoved in your face, you know what I mean? Difference, you see? Baldur's Gate was spectacular. Dragon Age, rubbish.
She's probably interviewing with Sweet Baby Inc. But before we even go down that rabbit hole, let's talk about this farewell statement because it's hysterical how it praises Kotaku.
Look, and you can just see, like, by her movements, you could just tell her sort of character in it. You could just tell how unbearable she is to be with. That's the sort of energy I get from her, just from this sort of, like, just seeing her movements here and shit like that. I know I'm being judgmental, but shit, that's my opinion. And yeah, she just seems fucking unbearable, to be honest. Yeah.
Whose editorial integrity and resilience. Behind the veil of gratitude, it's hard not to notice the undertones of her abrupt exit.
Yeah, the games, they're not really that good, Dragon Age.
Positive terms, they are more
first one was quite good because it was quite visceral, and I remember the first one. I don't think I played Inquisition. I thought I did. But then when I was looking at it after I tried Velgar, I was like, what was the one I actually played? And I think it was the first one, and I think that's a little bit different. It was different than this. It had like a different sort of art style. It was more visceral, edgy, but bloodier and shit like that. And you had the blood on cutscenes and shit. It was like quite fucked up like that. But I don't know, man. This one's just like, I don't know. It's like a Pixar version. It was just shit. I just thought it was shit.
About the indicators for future
Shit
prospects, collaboration announcements, and what they plan on doing next. Instead, Mercante's vague mention of some things coming down the pike raises more than just a few eyebrows. And again, it's one big club that you're not a part of. The game industry itself
they
is
gatekeep
very
the shit. What are they fucking doing that for?
In nature.
And then you see like all, and then when you see, I swear to God, when you see the reviews and the gang of review companies like IGN, Kotaku, and all of them, they all got similar reviews, and they all got similar things to say about the game. They say it's amazing. They say it's amazing. 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. They say it's fucking breathtaking. All of them. It's shit. It's actually shit. They're literally self-reporting on how shit they are as a journalistic company. Clearly bought out and have a bias. It's shit.
And it's interesting going back all the way to when Alyssa Mercante was running damage control for Sweet Baby Inc. initially, leaving out the main factors as why Gamergate started with Chris Kindred going after Cabrutus, and she does not mention that whatsoever in her article talking about Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what you think they do. And even back then, people were raising their eyebrows being like, well, hold up.
And like when you think about it, Sweet Baby Inc. imagery is very creepy as well. They got like kids that is very fucking creepy. That's a rabbit hole I need to really look into. But yeah, the imagery is very strange. Wow, what is Sweet Baby Inc.? What is that?
Why are you running defense for this company?
What are they
doing?
doing?
Work for them. You don't have any kind of vested interest with Sweet Baby Inc. What's going on behind the scenes here? And now, looking at what's transpiring next, you can't help but put two and two together and say, oh, so she's been buddies behind the scenes with them, showing an inherent bias of how she's covered Sweet Baby Inc. all along the way, running damage control, running defense for them, and trying to paint everyone else as the enemy along the way, when in reality, we've just been preaching the truth. For those familiar with her tenure at Kotaku, the reaction to her departure on social media is fantastic. The internet is rejoicing. But there's a notable sense of concern as well from many people in the game community. The criticisms of her approach to journalism often centered on the heavy biases, her focus on sensationalism, and the tendency to push divisive narratives that never really resonated with any of the broader gaming audience on the whole. Her reputation as someone more interested in championing the personal agendas over comprehensive, balanced coverage
that's what they want to do.
The point of contention within many people of the gaming community during her full-on 2-year tenure at Kotaku. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Nobody is going to miss you. Which brings us to what she's doing next, saying that she has some things coming down the pike. And like I said earlier, I feel like that was just kind of trying to throw shade at people that were trying to toss on top of her and make it sound worse than it really was. When in reality, no. I really do think, after doing some research here, that she does have things coming down the pike. And one of those is working at
Rolling Stone, unbelievably.
failing upwards, becoming a potential narrative consultant for a game company. Going from a journalist, you know, the activist portraying a journalist, to full-on working in the game industry directly on a game should be terrifying for gamers out there. That's why people care about what's going on with Sweet Baby Inc. That's why they want to make sure they follow the story so that they do not support and proliferate what's happening right now. They want to make sure that Sweet Baby Inc. does not see any success because they continue down the path of hiring people like Alyssa Mercante, hated by gamers everywhere. She recently posted how she is traveling to Quebec, Canada, which ironically is exactly where Compulsion Games is located. And for those of you not familiar, Compulsion Games has come under quite a bit of scrutiny with how they've handled the hiring processes within that game company. And Grum's had an extensive post about this.
The hiring processes. There it is. See, picking people. And they're thinking it's for diversity. It's not. It's actually the opposite. It's bad. You're picking unskilled people. It's bad. And that's why you're getting terrible product at the end. People are like thinking, oh, this is shit. Don't get hurt. And then they're getting hurt about it. When people are saying your game's shit, people critiquing it saying, this game's shit, it was unbearable, it was shit. They get hurt about it and they say, the game is wrong. Motherfucker. I'm sick of talking about that. That's all they do.
Previously, back in April 2024, Grum said, update, more ex-developers come forth about Sweet Baby Inc. Project South of Midnight by Compulsion Games. The community manager is still protected after saying she hates gamers and has a problem with Asian and white people. The main character was race swapped.
See, that's racism.
In order to better reflect a tale set in Deep South after Microsoft and SBI involvement. The team that created their past celebrated title, We Happy Few, is mostly gone, leaving after being disillusioned about changes after Xbox, Microsoft, and Sweet Baby Inc. involvement, studio policies, and more. Less than 10% of the original We Happy Few team remains. Promotion of non-qualified staff.
That's it, it's doomed.
Staff to lead management positions resulted in a mess of a project, no idea how to make a game. The dev team is almost entirely white and based in Montreal, Canada, and many devs felt uncomfortable creating a game in the Deep South with so little experience in the area. And it goes on and on from there. It's a very long post, but sum it up just to say that Compulsion Games is a complete trash heap crap show that nobody knows what's even happening and which end is up while trying to create this game South of Midnight. That it looks like, from the pictures that are being posted from Khalif Adams, you know, the positivity peddler that was asking people for free codes because he couldn't pay for a game himself to support them, was at Compulsion Games with her and Paris that were all saying, hey, look at us, we're at Compulsion Games, and Sweet Baby Inc. works directly with them to create this game. Nothing to see here. It feels like a predictable shift in the long-standing pattern of journalistic favoritism and industry alignment. It's a reminder to everyone that the gaming world is one big interconnected club where alliances are leveraged, stories are spun.
See, and that's bullshit. But what's great is people vote with their wallet because then people know, oh no, that was a shit game. That's what's amazing about this whole process. All right, take all the control you want, you fuckers. Take all the control you want. The product's gonna be shit. There's no dodging that. It's just gonna be fucking shit. We're gonna play a little bit and go, shit. That game there, I think it's shit. Delete it. Waste the hard drive space.
And credibility has to be questioned. The people care not for the games, only to continue failing upward in an industry that will ultimately collapse onto itself because quality...
Oh, shit.
people are not being placed in positions to ensure success of these games. And while they might try to operate behind the facade of progressivism or integrity, gamers have learned that we can see right through it. In real time, we are seeing an industry that, at least on the surface, appears to be correcting itself, shedding the more divisive figures in favor of creators and journalists who prioritize the core passion of the community. The departure of Mercante from Kotaku is seen as part of this broader realignment, at least for the time being, and the social media reactions are celebrating, like I said,
it just goes
but
away.
take it with a huge dose of skepticism because of what is about to happen next. Don't celebrate too hard, because it looks like Alyssa Mercante is going to be failing upward from the trash heap that is Kotaku to now becoming some sort of senior narrative editor, designer, storyteller at a video game company that she has no business being in. Once again, an activist continuing to find success in the very industry that she's trying to destroy. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out smashjt.com for the full article. I'll link this in the description below. It's kind of weird thinking that Alyssa Mercante is no longer at Kotaku, and I still have this feeling in the pit of my stomach that it's not all right in the world. Hopefully, as time passes, everything will work its way towards that direction, but at this point, all we have is the information in front of us, and it's not necessarily a great feeling. But then again, with Sweet Baby Inc., who knows how much longer they're going to be around themselves. We can all hope for that glorious day. If you guys appreciate what I'm doing, hit that join button. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
But yeah, it's great news. It's great news that she got removed from Kotaku. But let's hope for Kotaku to collapse. And then that's it. Be done with them. Not much people are doing that no more. Not much people are relying on their views because they've seen that it's one-sided, it's biased. It has an agenda behind it. And that's not good for journalism. You've got to have, man, the straight and fucking narrow. You know what I'm saying? If you're saying the news, you've got to be straight and narrow, not have a bias. Do you know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. What's wrong with them? Good.